The last session, we covered the workspace option as well as how we are use different types of resolution in the image or for the screen or for the print. In this session, I'm going to cover a guides, how we are creating a guides as well as what things you should know when you start Photoshop or start learning a Photoshop first time. Okay, so I'll cover that first. So for that, I just need to go to edit section, edit menu. I go to preferences, and in the preferences, I'll go in the general. So in the general, we don't need to change anything in the general. I'll go in the interface part. In the interface, I have some color themes here. In the color themes, we have a dark, we have a semi-dark, we have light, and then we have a total light. So we have total 4 color themes in the Photoshop. So whenever you require, or if you have any custom preferences you want, you can change that from the preferences tab in the Photoshop. So if you want a light window, or if you want a semi-light, semi-dark, or dark, so it's totally depends upon you what type of color or what type of theme you required in for the Photoshop. Okay, I'll go in the workspace, sorry, I'll go in the tools menu, and in the tools, the we have one option that's called as zoom with scroll wheel. Okay, if you off that option, if you off that option, then you will just zoom with the only scroll wheel of your mouse. Or if suppose you on this option, so, and if you press OK, then you need to press alt whenever you scrolling your page. So that is for zoom in and zoom out. Okay, we have a second option as well for zoom in zoom out, that is control plus and control minus on the keyboard. So whenever you press control plus or control minus on the keyboard, you'll automatically get zoom in and zoom out. I again go to edit. In the preferences panel, I'll go in the performance now. Okay, in the performance we have things two things which is required, and one is the semi required. So in the memory usage, so whenever you install Photoshop in your computer, that time you have this memory box. Okay, so exactly how many MB or how much MB uh, should be used by the Photoshop that you can cover from here. So minimum 70% right now I have. Okay, so and this is totally depends upon your PC configuration, how how good your PC configuration is. So I have 8 GB RAM, so that's why I keep it on 70%. So my Photoshop will run smoothly. It will not getting lag or something like that. Okay, after that we have graphic processor. So that is I recommend to Photoshop that please use my graphics, the whatever graphics I have or graphics card I have in my laptop. So if you close this, your might be your Photoshop will get lagged, or your Photoshop will get hanged. So just make sure, uh, click on this option that use a graphic processor. Okay, and after that, this is the most important point, that is called as history states. Okay, history states means the undo level, means if you do something wrong in your work, so you need to go back for certain point, or for till certain point, that time that undo level is most important. Now by default undo level is 50 for the Photoshop. Whenever you install the Photoshop, you'll see in the history set the 50 numbers, like 50 times you can go back in the Photoshop. Okay, and minimum you can do one, or maximum you can do 1000. Above 1000 you can't do, like above 1000 I keep 1001 as well. It will give me a proper uh, proper dialog box that tells me you required integer 1 from 1 to 1000. Okay, that's it. So I use it 1000 because I don't think so we goes till 1000 thousand times go back, but I'll recommend that use thousands only. Okay, then we have scratch disk. Now this is the most important once again. Okay, whenever you install the Photoshop, your PC gives certain memory to your Photoshop, like 18 GB or 20 GB. Okay, and if that memory gets full, that time you will get one notification or you'll get one dialog box that scratch disk are full, and after that you can't click as well in the Photoshop. Okay, so that time make sure if you have so many hard drive partitions, just click on that, so automatically it will shift from C drive to D drive or E drive. Or if you have only one, then keep it like that only, like I have the only one, so I'll keep it on the C drive only. Okay, that's it. You need to change this much, and whenever you install the Photoshop in your computer and press OK, and then start working in the Photoshop. Okay, now whenever I create a page in the Photoshop, that time it's look like this. Okay, but in this, if I create something, suppose I create 2 or 3 rectangles, I change the color of that particular rectangles, and and I want this rectangle besides of my page. Okay, so I can't see exactly. So whenever you creating something, then just make sure it should be on page. Okay, if you keep it something like this, you can't see your work, or you can't see your work on the layer as well. Okay, so just make sure whenever you are working something, it should be on that particular page. It is like a real-time example. If you are creating something on a canvas, okay, so you can't work beyond the canvas, right? So same technique they use it here. If you want to work in the Photoshop, your artwork should be in the page area. You can't keep it something like this. Okay, so just make sure whenever you are working, you are working on that page size. Okay, so I have this 3 boxes. I'll keep one more with the different sizes. I change the color as well, so you can. So I have 3 layers right now. We'll talk about the layers in the uh, different session, but right now we have 3 layers. Okay, on a and I have each and every rectangle on a different layers. So now I want to align this in a proper way. Suppose, okay, so I'll press Ctrl R to access the ruler, or either I can go to view and I'll just go to rulers. I click on the ruler, so my ruler will automatically gets into place. Okay, now this is my horizontal ruler and this is my vertical. Okay, so if I drag from the ruler, it will give me one line, that line called as a guideline. Okay, so if I doing from a vertical, and these guidelines are used for the alignment purpose, and if I drag from here, it will give me a horizontal line. So if you want something align with horizontal, you can just keep it like this, so it automatically gets aligned. Okay, and you can see that it's automatically gets snapped on that particular line. Okay, if it don't snap, go to view, and in the snap option, snap to, we have guides here, so just check that one, so it'll automatically get snap on that particular guide. Okay, and make sure your snap option should be enabled for that. Okay, if you off this, you can't go into snap to options, and in the snap to options you can't get that particular option. So make sure your snap is enabled, then go to view, go to snap to, and we have options that is enabled here. Now we have two types of guides. Okay, first one is the normal guide, this is like this, and second is the smart guides. Now what is smart guide exactly? If I move this object, okay, I go to show and I click on, oh sorry, my mistake, I go to view, I go to show, and in the show we have a smart guide options. Okay, if my smart guides are on, then I don't require these guides. So you can see there are some blue lines which tells me my object is in the center of my second object, or my object is on the line of my second object. Okay, so this is the most useful point to use in the design. So whenever you create some designs, these options are very useful. You don't need to create any normal guidelines to view my alignment or for view my particular positions for the objects. Okay, it automatically shows me my positions as well as my alignments with the smart guide. If suppose you want to change the guideline color, like sometimes your background color and your guideline colors are same, okay, so that time you can't change the background because it is required for your design. Okay, so that time we can change my guideline color in the Photoshop. So I just double click on the guideline and it's automatically comes in the preferences. Okay, if you don't double click, just go to edit, in the preferences you'll go in the guides and grids and slices, click on that, you'll get the same option. So in the canvas we have a green color right now, so it will automatically give me the green guideline. Then we have some different types of colors here. Okay, we can check that colors, or either if you want a custom, just click on this color and you'll get a custom color guideline. So if you want a white, or if you want some black lines or black guidelines, you'll get from here only. Okay, and we have a second guideline that is smart guides. You can change that color as well. So it is a very flexible options Photoshop gives me to create any design, or to according to my preferences I can change that time to time. If I want some dotted guidelines, so I have a dotted option as well, so I can just check it on that, it'll automatically get me dotted guidelines. Okay, I just need to press OK once I finish the editing. Okay, next is the ruler units. Okay, in the ruler units we have right now it is in a millimeter. Okay, if you want to change into the pixels, so I just double click on the ruler, it will automatically go in the preferences, units and ruler. So right now my ruler unit is millimeter, and if you remember I told you whenever you work in the Photoshop, make sure you work in the pixels, right? So I change that unit into the pixels and just press OK. That's it, nothing else you need to do. So right now we have the guideline in the pixels unit. Okay, so this is the guideline menu, or this is the guideline works like this. Okay, if suppose I don't want to delete the guideline, I just want to hide my guideline, so I go in the view option, show, and in the show we have guides option, just click on that and automatically get invisible. Or if you want to show your guideline, either you can press control colon, or either go to view again, show, and click on the guides, it'll automatically get shown, as well as the canvas guide as well as the smart guides. Okay, so for the smart guide you don't have any shortcut key, but you can click here to view your guide, or to disable your guides. Or if you don't want any guideline, just go to view and click on clear canvas guide, it'll automatically gets off or get disabled on that point. Okay, now suppose you want any guideline on a particular pixel or particular point. So I just go to view and I click on new guide. In the new guide option, we have option called horizontal or option called vertical. So I'll just give a position. I want a vertical guide and I give a position of 300 pixels. On 300 pixels, I want a guide. Unit must be there. Please check the unit before you are working. Okay, so press OK. It'll give me a guideline on a particular that point, that is 300 pixels. If I zoom in, you can see I have a guideline on a 300 pixels, sorry. Okay, or if suppose you want some guideline on or you want some margin on a particular pixel, so you can do that one as well. So just for that, go to view. In the view you have new guide layout. Click on that new guide layout. You will have an option here that's called as presets. Click on that preset. So you have a different types of presets you can get, like 8 columns, you want like 12 columns, or you want 16 columns, 22 columns, 24 columns. Okay, if I click on row, you'll get a row as well in that particular point. In the row or in the column, we have option called gutter. Gutter means we have a distance between two guidelines, or either two columns or either two rows. So if you see here, we have that particular distance. If I increase that distance, it'll automatically gets on the same points. Okay, or suppose you want only a margin, you don't want any column or rows. I just deselect that column and rows. I click on the margin and I'll give a margin on whatever I want. Like I want 1 inches, so I'll click on 1 in, so it'll give me on 1 inches. If you want millimeter, you can just click on it'll give me a 1 millimeter. Okay, so unit is most important. Whenever you give a unit, that Photoshop can understand your method or your concept, like what on what particular point you want it. Okay, if I use 1 pixel or suppose 30 pixels, it will give me on a 30 px exactly. Okay, and after that, once you done with it, just click on OK. So it automatically gives you the margin. Or if you don't want any margin, just go to view and again clear canvas guides. So it automatically gets off when you click on clear canvas guides. Okay guys, in the next sessions we will see our first tool, that is called as a move tool. And with the move tool, we can do a different types of things, in which you can move the object, in which you can scale the object or rotate the object, or if you want something from a different file, how we can get that file into our page. That we'll see in the next session. Till then, thank you so much. You can follow me on Facebook. We have our page, that is Vijay Online Tutors. Okay, you can follow me there, as well as you can subscribe me on YouTube. Okay, why I'm telling you this, because I'm going to come live on Sunday for the YouTube, or on Tuesday on the Facebook, or I'll cover all your doubts which are you have in this particular sessions. Okay, in a practical way. I'll clear all your doubts in the live sessions, with the practical sessions, one-to-one. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, come and follow me, so you'll get to know when I'm coming live exactly.